So one thing that the Fujifilm X100VI has been missing for me has been macro photography. I do watch photography as my full-time job, and I just haven't been able to get as close to watches as I wish I could. I do a lot of lifestyle, I do a lot of this and a lot of that, and that's all great and dandy, but it just can't get close enough. And that's not a fault. I mean, look, it's the $2,700 camera, so there's obviously limitations, and it's also one lens. That's when I came across this. This right here is the Freewell macro/wide lens. It's not a sponsored video at all. I'm not getting paid. This is literally something I went out of the way to get. It's a two-part kind of thing, so you have wide and macro, and it's only $100. This is like a $100 thing that completely changed everything for me. And in today's video, I'm gonna take you through a photo shoot with a model. We're gonna test out both the wide and the macro just to see how it works in a model setting, as well as I'm gonna show you some photos I took of a watch just to show you the closeness and how close you can actually get. So let's do it. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Once Upon a Time, the greatest channel on YouTube where gear doesn't matter, but today gear does matter because we're going to be talking about this little thing right here. Now, this is an adapter for the Fujifilm X100VI that makes your shots either wider or macroer, I guess, and you can get really close and really, nice, clean shots. I just want to show you the photos. This is not a review, so whatever you think of it, make of it as you will. But I thought the best way to test this out would be with a model, so let me introduce you to her, and let's get right into the damn thing, baby. All right, guys, we are here today with our model.
Hi, I'm Grace.
Wait, that? No, I just... All right, guys, we are here today with our model.
Hi, I'm Grace.
And Grace, what kind of modeling do you usually do?
Recently, I've just been doing freelance and test shoots, editorial stuff, really.
And what's the vibe we're going for today?
I don't know. I'm kind of dressed like a sailor right now.
We're going for sailor vibe, Popeye vibes. Yeah. So let's get right into the shoot, guys. So first things first, I'm gonna show you what the Fujifilm looks like without the lens. So this is gonna be a wide photo. 3, 2, 1. And we're gonna stay in the same spot so you guys can see the difference here. Now we're attaching the lens here, makes it look nice and wide. And then we're gonna do it again. 3, 2, 1, boom, perfect. Now we're gonna do how close we can get without the lens, and then we'll do how close it can get with the lens. Let me see how close I can get. This is gonna be a little creepy, but I'm gonna do your eye here. Oh, that's struggling.
I feel like I'm doing an eye exam.
Okay, so that's how close it can get without the macro. And then we're gonna do the macro. For the macro, it's really cool because you just hide on the wide one and then you unspin the wide lens that's on top of it. This is so terrifying. Hold on. Okay, whoa, that's actually really crazy. Yeah, just try to look at the camera. That's actually really insane. Look at that.
Whoa.
So clearly there's a difference there. So now we're just gonna do a regular photo shoot and I'll tell you a little bit more about it later. Let's do it. All right, I'm gonna do some top here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to take a couple because every movement kind of messes up with it. So as you can tell, the wide is just a little bit wider, but the macro is a lot closer than you think. Insanely close. The problem I'm having is finding an area where I can get everything in focus, even at a 4, which is normally what I would like to shoot this at, an f4, just because it just feels like the sheet of focus is just not big enough for me to get the focus, which I guess is a macro thing. I'm not really a macro photographer, so it's not something I do a lot, but I'm assuming that that's probably a me problem. However, we just shot a couple and I'm sure there were a couple of those eye shots that were in focus. So, I hope they were good. Now we're gonna switch outfits and we're gonna keep shooting. I'm gonna try to do the whole thing with the wide lens now and then take a couple without it so you guys can see the difference. Kisses. You wanna hit him with the dance? So let me just move this behind you. Let's try this one. All right, we're gonna change the backdrop here. We're gonna use the wide lens now. Okay, so let's get really close. 3, 2, 1. Can you give me a profile? Look over there. Yeah, perfect. 3, 2, 1. I like that. You want to do a couple more?
Oh, that's really pretty. I like that.
You're giving skinny. Okay. You're serving. All right, we're using the macro now. Oh, look at how close that thing can get. I actually can shoot you guys right now. Say cheese, guys. You guys look so pretty today. I don't know what uses you would use this super macro in. I guess like if you were shooting jewelry, so maybe it's like better to do it in a setting where there's more textures and stuff like that. But even still, I think that you could potentially use it in things like this. One of the things that I did have a lot of hard time with was the focusing. Focusing with the macro specifically has been really hardcore, and it's really like you have to be perfect and you have to pretty much get it right on the first go, because if not, the shot's gonna be out of focus or it's gonna be blurry, and the space that you have to actually take the photo is very small. So as you can see here with these photos of the watch, I was not able to get the detail everywhere unless I was perfectly like symmetrical to the watch. There's also a lot of kind of that wide warp around the object. You also need a lot of light for this kind of stuff because the camera's right up on the thing, so it blocks out a lot of light. So I was struggling a lot with that, but I think that's just part of macro photography. I'm not a macro photographer, so I don't actually know how all of this thing works and what the best solution for this is, but I just know that I needed light and I was having a hard time focusing. So it's probably best that you shoot this for things that are not moving on a tripod in a well-lit studio. All right, guys, we are now, this is the, what would you call this fit?
This looks like super casual.
Now this is without the wide lens. So everything you saw from the last two outfits has been with the wide. Now we're gonna go back to regular. So overall, guys, I thought the photos came out pretty cool, but that's, you know, that's also the model's fault because she was great. But yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of iffy about it. I think it's a super cool little gadget to have in your arsenal if you just want to do the Fujifilm as like your camera for everything. But I still think that there is some issues with it, specifically when it comes to focusing. But for $100, you can't really go bad with this. I mean, this is literally like, I understand $100 is a lot of money, but get you a nice little thingy and you can do a lot of fun stuff with it. So if you guys have any suggestions for what to use the macro lens for, I am all ears. I'm gonna send you back to Juan in the studio and you guys can finish off the video for me. It was lovely seeing you. Thank you for 10K. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to follow Grace. This is their Instagram right here. And next time I see you, I'm going to vomit 24 pounds of straight raw sewage. Watch me live on TikTok. See you next week.